Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Cailin, and today I have a different type of video for you today. So I'm going to be walking through my top props for 2022. So these are props that I have been using regularly, not only in the workouts that we see here on my YouTube channel, but also when I'm teaching in the studio. These are props that we regularly use as well. So these are my go-to. If you don't have props and you're doing workouts at home, I highly, highly recommend that you get some because it is going to add some variety to your workouts. It's going to help with deeper engagement. It's going to help you get into positions a little bit of a different way. It's going to help with some more stretching and flexibility. There are so many options with all of these here. So I'm going to walk through them together and then individually so you can see a few different exercises we do with these. So I'm going to link below in the description some places that you can get ones that I would highly recommend. If you have any questions about any of them, please go ahead and leave it in the comments below. So, and of course, I've got my buddy here helping me out today. So this is Remy, if you haven't seen him before. So he'll just be chilling here with me. So let's go ahead and start walking through these. So I'm going to walk through them, just show you what I have here. So all of these we keep in the studio and I have at my home as well, which I use when I'm doing my at-home workouts too. So I'm going to start with light weights. So these are 3 pounds. I recommend anywhere between 1 to 3 pounds. I actually normally use 2 pounds when I'm doing my Pilates weights workouts. So these are wonderful. Now you're probably saying 1 to 3 pounds. Gosh, that's nothing. But wait till you do a workout with these small weights here, and they're going to feel so much heavier. We do a lot of what we call time under tension with these weights. So we're using them consistently, regularly, moving our arms, doing all kinds of stuff, and you are going to feel that work for sure, whether we're using them in the upper body or lower body. So these are awesome. I'm going to show you a little bit more in a minute. The next thing we have, let me show you the block neck. A pretty simple block. This one is a foam block, has a little bit of a give to it. I like that because we're sometimes putting our hips on it, our pelvis, excuse me, sitting on it, and it gives it with a little bit of give. It's nicer than maybe a harder, say, cork type block, although I do like those as well, but I prefer the foam version. And something about this is usually good. Next, I'm going to walk you or show you the foam roller. So I use this one here. I do have a longer roller. I like the longer ones better just because you are able to lay on it from your pelvis all the way to your head. And I'll show you in a moment what I mean by that, but it's going to add some more challenging core and stabilizing work when you use it like that. But if you only have a shorter roller, there's so much more that you can do with that as well. This one has some give to it. So this is not the hard foam roller. This has some nice give to it. Again, for the same reason I like this block. It doesn't feel super hard against the body, and especially if you're really tender or if those harder foam rollers just bother you, which they do me. So I recommend doing one that has like a soft density foam to it. So love this one here. Okay, stretchy band. I love the stretchy bands. I'm going to say I love all of these, but I really do. So this is just a resistance band one that you can get in a long roll that you can cut. That's how I've got them for the studio. These are so nice. They come in different resistance levels. This is more of a, this is a blue. It's like a medium resistance, which I think is a really nice option. And I love this. It really mimics the reformer loops and stuff we do on the reformer here with the spring-based resistance. I love this. It really is optimal for lengthening and toning the muscles, but still giving that nice mobility and flexibility that you can that can tend to get lost if you're just like lifting heavier weights, which I'm a proponent of that as well. But this gives more of a length to the muscle and really trying to get that kind of smooth resistance. So I'll show you a few things with this as well. And last one we're going to show here is a small ball. So this is a small squishy ball. This one you can kind of pop the little thing out and blow it up to make it squishier so that it's really more filled, or you can make it smaller so that it's not quite as filled, even less so than this, to use for other things. I like to use mine and keep it around this here so it's not fully inflated and not any more deflated than this. So this is awesome. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this as well. And this is about, I think, an 8-inch ball, I believe, but I'll link one that I like down in the description below. So we're going to start with the weights. I'm just going to show you a few exercises of each here. So let me pop these over to the side. I have some workouts on my channel that utilize all of these props. So if you're interested in checking them out, I have a Pilates for Props playlist, or sorry, Pilates with Props playlist. So you can check out the workouts that I have with all of these, which are pretty awesome. So go ahead, or I'm going to show you the weights now. So what's nice about the weights, again, they add that little extra heaviness and resistance, which is going to make your muscles work a little bit harder. And I'm going to show you one here. This is called the roll down. So with the roll down, you know, one of the versions is with the knees bent and the arms forward here. Now already, just by holding the weights here at shoulder height, I'm getting quite a lot of work in my shoulders and my upper body just by holding here. So you can imagine if you're holding the weights here and doing your roll downs, and again, it's that time under tension, light weights, but you're holding them in this position, you're going to start to feel it quite a bit. These weights start to feel like 8 to 10 pounds as opposed to 1 to 3 pounds. And then what we can do here is then flip them up and then add a little bicep curl. So with the elbows staying parallel with the shoulders, then we start to get to work that bicep. You're also working your core in this rounded position as you're working those arms. And then we would bring it all the way up. Another thing which is nice is some nice little plank work, some side plank work. So for example, if you're in a side plank and you've got one hand down and then one hand in the weight here, you can do things like rounding through that upper body and having that weight come with you. Again, it's just going to be that extra resistance. I can really feel that work in my shoulder here. It feels really nice. You can also lower and lift the arm here, just like that. And again, you're just finding that stability in that plank while you move that upper body. So that's really nice as well. You can also do an all fours workout where if you're in that all fours position, hands and knees, and you have the weight in one hand, I'm going to keep it in my left hand, bring it by my side. And you work that core, send that right leg back. You hold it long. So now we're stabilizing with our core. And now we're going to add some tricep extension. So that's really nice too. And then you can hold it and do some lift and lower. Really nice. So, you know, a lot of these moves that I'm showing you are ones that we do with and without props. But again, it just adds that little bit of extra resistance. Nice work here for the back of the arm. And then you might have slight bend in the elbow and you bringing the arm out to the side, really working the back of that shoulder. Again, still working that core, stabilizing here. So lots going on. It feels so good. Last thing I'll show you is the weight behind the knee. And what you have to do is you really squeeze that weight using your hamstring here. And you have to keep that calf pulling in as well. And in this all fours position, we can do some of our leg lifts and lowers. Again, that little extra weight just adds that little bit of extra resistance for the glute and the hamstring here. You can also do some knee out to the side, getting into that side hip as well. So that's really nice. So just a few things to show you with the weight, but there's so much more that you can do with these weights as well. The next thing I'm going to show you is the block. So the block here, again, I like this height here. There's some that are a little bit lower, so I'll link one that I really like as far as the right height goes. But we're going to take this now, and I'm going to show you how you can get some nice, oops, sorry, buddy, some nice abdominal work here and some hip mobility work. So if you're on your back, what's really nice is you can lift the hips up and place the hips on top, or the pelvis on top of that block there. And you want to make sure you're nice and even. And then when you bring the legs up, you're really engaging through that core. And this is where we can get some really nice abdominal stability here while we move the legs. Lots of different exercises that we can do. We can start to move the arms. This is where you could have those weights in your hands and add that little bit extra as well. And then doing longer legs too, get some nice scissors. And then with the legs together, we can do lower and lift. Again, all this is working that core. Then you can do some nice circles. This is getting into more hip mobility work and abdominals with that. So lots of fun stuff you can do with the hips lifted here. All right, so now you can go ahead, lift the hips back up, take it down. Place the block underneath a single foot for some bridging work. This is really nice with that single foot on the block, and you come up into bridge, and then you float the other leg up, and just that lift of that foot on that block is adding more work for that glute here to have to lift you up, right? So we can do single leg hip bridge. We can do lots of movements with this other leg, just stabilizing. Lots of fun stuff we can do there. All right, also, let's see. Oh, another great thing we can do with the block is place it between the knees for lots of different exercises. So here, a lot of times, it's hard for people to keep their legs in parallel. They want to tend to let their legs go out. That could be tight hips, tight hip flexors. So having this here is a way to really connect into those inner thighs, right? And we can do some of our roll downs here, just like that. And as you're squeezing that block, you really should feel those inner thighs connecting, and it's keeping you in that better parallel alignment with the legs. It's also great if you're doing full bridge. You can walk your feet in closer, again, keeping those knees more in alignment. And you can do your bridging just like that as you lift and lower. Really, really nice. All right, so let's move on to the foam roller. So foam roller, awesome, love it. I'm gonna show you that one where you lay on your roller like this. So if you have a longer roller, you can sit on it and then roll yourself all the way down. Let me hear something outside. All right, so once you're here, you can see, right, it's wobbly, so you're having to use your core a lot more here. And with the arms on the floor, the ribs pulling down, you can bring both legs up. Now you're really having to balance here. And you can do some of that leg work that I showed you with your hips on the block. Really nice core stabilizing. We can do both legs moving together, tapping and lifting. Good. And lift. And then we can do all kinds of other stuff. We can do an opposite arm leg reach with one foot down and the other arm and leg reaching. Again, great spot here for some weights. And lots of nice arm circles and opening we can do here as well. So many great things. This is a great way to really open the front of the chest and the shoulders. Nice to just hang out here too. Feels really good in that upper body. All right, Remy, come here, come over here. Good boy. All right, sit down. All right, so next thing I want to show you with this is a planking move. So you can really, really get that plank. Good boy. Go ahead and get that plank and take it to the next level. So if you bring that roller underneath your shins, and actually more underneath the, let's see, right below the knees, and you're in a plank position, what's really nice here is that you can start to drag that roller under you, lifting your hips, rounding your spine, and then go ahead and send it away. And what this is just really engaging that core even more. It feels really, really good. Deep core connection. And just kind of kicks up that plank to the next level. Last one I'm going to show you is our swan exercise. So I love this one. If you lay on your belly and you have your arms right on that roller there, kind of right in the center of the arm. And you lengthen your legs long, you pull your belly in, and you're sliding that roller towards you as you lift up into your swan position. And you take it back down. So we normally do this with the hands under the shoulders, but in this position with the roller, it just gives a nice smooth glide as you lift and lower into that swan. All right, so just a few things with the roller. I just did a recent foam roller class, so hope you can check that out if you have a roller. Okay, we're gonna do the stretchy band next. Okay, so stretchy band might be one of my favorites. So love this extra resistance, so much to do. I'm gonna show you on my back here. And when we do traditional ab curl with the legs and tabletop, and you can widen the hands on your stretchy band so they're a little wider than shoulder distance. And when you come up into that ab curl, you'll press the resistance band into the shins and press the arms towards the floor and then lower back down. And ooh, just feel how much that really deepens that core engagement, and you feel that work in the back of the arms as well. Just feels really, really good. And then you can start to kind of stay up here and do single leg stretches with it. Yes, so much to do there. And let's see, side lying leg work, one of my favorites with the band. So if you take the band and place it on the bottom of the foot and lower down, this just gives some nice support, not only for this top leg, but really something to press and reach into, to lengthen into. And then this is where you would do your normal Pilates side lying leg work. But now with that extra resistance, you can really feel and engage those muscles even more. And this reminds me of work that we do on the reformer with the foot in the strap. Good. And then we would do also more, you can do circles, all kinds of stuff that you can do here. You can do your front and back kicks, which are really nice. And clamming as well, which is where we wrap the band around the thighs, grab on, and now you have to really press that top leg into the band to open it up, which gives that extra work for the glutes as well. So really love that there. Last thing with the band I'll show you is some work for the upper body. So many things we can do with that. But for this one in particular, if you wrap the band behind the back, and I should mention, I do like the thicker bands for this Pilates work. There's some that's more of a tubing, just a thin tube material, and I do have those as well. But for what we do in here, I do prefer these thicker bands. So just as a little FYI. So here is where we would maybe come up to kneeling or stay seated and do some nice arm work here, upper body. This one's called serve a tray, where we bring the arms forward, keep the collarbone nice and wide. This mimics some movements we do on the reformer. Just feels really good. You can also add a nice glute lift here as well, getting into that lower body too. Feels really nice. This is great for posture, upper body muscles. Also what's great is taking this band. I know you can't really see my arms here, I'm sorry, but we're gonna bring it up and over, and then you can pull down. So not only do you get a nice side bend, but you get some nice contraction, some oblique contraction into that side body. That's really, really nice as well. It helps get a deeper stretch into this top side here. Really love this with that mermaid. You can also get some nice opening and extension when you bring that band back behind your back. Love, love, love that one. That nice lift, expansion through the chest. All right, so last one I'm going to show you is the small ball. So small ball, otherwise known as squishy ball or Pilates ball. This seems so trivial, but there's so much you can do with this. So I'm going to show you how this can really help you in your abdominal work and in your abdominal curls. So for lots of those traditional ab exercises we do, for some people it's really hard for them to stay in that ab curl position. So not only is this a great way to get get some kind of more creative, fun abdominal work, but it's going to help you get into that position in an optimal way. So when you have the ball between the shoulder blades there and the feet for this one will be on the mat. And here's your traditional kind of ab curl. What's really nice is you're getting this movement right at the rib cage, and your head is just moving in line with the spine. Feels so good, and you're really getting into the right muscles here as opposed to using your neck and your shoulders too much. So nice because it helps you keep you up into this ab curl when you do things like single leg stretch, right? It gives you that little bit of extra support that you may not be able to get into on your own. Also double leg stretch, right? A lot of these abdominal exercises that we do, just really, really nice for that. Same as the block, really nice between the knees as well. So this can also aid in keeping that nice alignment. And what's also nice is you can add some pulsing here. So say you're in bridge, you're going to get more of those inner thighs. You can squeeze and release, which is really, really nice. Get that deeper inner thigh midline engagement. Can also place it between the ankles. This is a nice way when you're doing some of our abdominal work. And again, just that deeper connection into the inner thighs. You can use it in a turned out position as well. And just having that ball there, you'll feel that extra connection into your midline. And it makes you work a little bit harder because the ball and your legs want to kind of swivel a little bit. So you have to work harder to keep everything nice and steady. All right, last thing I want to show you actually is under the hips. So just like I showed you with the block, but this one is even more fun because it's squishy, it's not solid. So you have to work harder to find that stability. So you really need to engage that core here. And we can do a lot of those similar exercises we did, but you really do have to work harder. Love, love, love the ball for this core engagement. And it doesn't involve any ab curling, so you're really just using everything through here to stabilize. Lots of great, toe taps here. We can also do some of that hip mobility work I showed you on the block with the legs extended and maybe some bicycle. But again, you need to work harder to stabilize. That's why the squishy ball is really, really nice. So, so many other great things I could show you with this as well, but I'm gonna stop there. But love these so much, so much. I know that a lot of people, right, you're doing a lot of your workouts at home, utilizing videos online. And if you don't have props, I highly, highly recommend it. So check out the link in the description below. And again, let me know if you have any questions at all. But these are really going to take your workouts to the next level. So I really try to include workouts with the props as much as I can, just to give some of that variety. It's more fun, it's more engaging, more connection, and just so much more that you can do with these too. So I hope you will consider using some of these and letting me know also what is your favorite prop and maybe which ones you haven't tried yet and maybe are interested in trying, and maybe more that you want to see more videos with in upcoming classes. So please go ahead and let me know below. And I'm going to link some of my prop workouts here. So I'm going to link a couple that I think would be great for you if you want to check those out. And thank you so much for joining me here today. And I hope to see you for a class soon here on the mat. Take care.